Wake with less pain because the right bed doesn't just improve your night, it improves your day. Purple. Less pain, better sleep.
I do expect you to get pretty cool here in the next, I'd say, 30 to 45 minutes. Your temperatures will start falling as well. Right now, your temperature is reading 37 degrees at this time. That real feel sits at 25 degrees. Plenty of cloud coverage across, and of course, we're hanging on to clouds because precipitation is on the way. That looks to be getting going in only a matter of a couple of hours. Here in the falls, temperatures are also reading 37 degrees as well. That real feel sits at 25.
Only Purple has the Gel Flex Grid, designed to help you wake with less pain because the right bed doesn't just improve your night, it improves your day. Purple. Less pain, better sleep.
And I'm Jalen Wells. We're going to start off with a check-in on the weather from meteorologist Noah Trombley. And Noah, I hear the wind starting to pick up.
Yeah, absolutely. They are really starting to pick up as we head throughout the rest of this afternoon. And we're starting to see some very light showers make their way into southern Texoma. You see it here on satellite and radar. Also southeastern Texoma, seeing some showers start to move into the area. You see all that precipitation moving from El Paso area closer to Lubbock. That is also going to work its way into Texoma as we head on later on today. And it's going to start becoming freezing here at some point because the cold temperatures are starting to move in. We are down to 37 degrees for Wichita Falls, and you can see much colder air even just above us. 28 degrees for Oklahoma City, 20 degrees for Amarillo. With the wind chills, we feel all the way down at 25 degrees. Oklahoma City feels like 14, and Amarillo feels like just 5 degrees out in the panhandle. So that winter storm warning is in effect until we get to Sunday early morning hours, with plenty of mixed precipitation expected as this cold air continues to sweep across Texoma from the north. And we have an extreme cold warning in effect that we have to talk about, but I'll have that all in your full forecast in just a few minutes, guys.
All right, Noah, thank you. Well, staying on the topic of weather, we're talking about protecting your pipes, plants, your pets, and your people. Plumbers here at home are urging you to take action now.
The president of Bryant's Plumbing, Brian Walzer, says outside faucets are the #1 issue they see when temperatures drop, especially when hoses are still attached or faucets aren't fully covered. Pipes inside the home can freeze too, especially when they're located along exterior walls.
Walzer says that while many people aren't homeowners and think they shouldn't have to worry about preventative measures, that responsibility is just as much the renters as the landlords.
The renters are as much responsible as the landlords, because if it freezes and breaks and floods the house, it's their stuff that's in the house that's going to get ruined. And if they don't have renter's insurance, it's not covered. So even though they're just renting the house, it's still their responsibility to take care of it. And then they need water anyway, so they don't want it to freeze.
Plumbers recommend removing outdoor hoses, covering exterior faucets, sealing crawl-space vents, and making sure you know how to shut off your water before temperatures drop. And Reliant Energy is now reminding you what you can do to save on your electric bills as we prepare for this winter weather. First, try putting your space heaters in rooms where you spend the most time instead of rooms where you don't. Second, open your curtains up during the day if the sun is out to let sunlight in, and close them at night in order to trap the warmth inside your home. Last but not least, add insulation around your pipes and use carpets and rugs to help contain heat. And you can place rugs in front of sofas and chairs in areas you frequent the most. If you want to find more of these tips, we provided a link inside this story over on our website. And the stage is now set for closing arguments next week in the trial of Jared Canada, an armed forces veteran and former volunteer firefighter facing allegations of child sex crimes in Archer County.
This comes after both sides rested and closed their cases before lunch this morning, with the final witness for the prosecution taking the stand, as well as Canada himself in his own defense.
Proceedings resumed at around 9 this morning in the 97 Judicial District Courtroom in Archer City, with Judge Trish Coleman Byers presiding.
After the prosecution rested its case at around 10 this morning, Canada's defense attorney Jeff Fate Eves called their first witness, the defendant himself, Jared Canada, taking the stand in his own defense.
Eves questioned Canada regarding his prior military service, including his tours overseas, where he served in both Iraq and Afghanistan.
Canada later denied the allegations against him, instead accusing the victim's mother of coaching her, alleging they made it all up.
Blaming the entire situation on the mental health issues of the victim's mom, also alleging that the victim's anxiety struggles stem from her mother's mental health issues as well.
Bogman cross-examined Canada, who continued denying that he ever molested the victim, and exchanges between the two often got combative, to the point that Eves made an argumentative objection.
Canada testified during cross-examination that he never lied under oath, referencing an aggravated perjury charge that's currently pending against him, leading to a lengthy conference off the record with Judge Byers.
After which Canada testified it was his decision to take the stand, one that Eves did not agree with, and explaining the reason he took the stand today, quote, "There are two sides to every story, and I felt my side needed to be heard so that my jury can make an informed decision," end quote.
Canada left the stand about 20 minutes ago, after which he's rested the defense's case, and both sides closed, setting the stage for closing arguments from both attorneys, which will take place on Tuesday at 10 a.m. due to the impending winter weather.
Well, in other news, the city of Lawton has announced a temporary police chief following the death of Chief James Smith yesterday. Deputy Chief William Hines is currently in charge of day-to-day operations until a replacement is named. Hines is also working alongside Assistant Chiefs Eric Carter and Alvin Winham in the temporary role. Lawton PD Lieutenant Charlie Whittington says the community will still receive the care and attention they deserve during this difficult time.
And we have a KFDX programming alert regarding a change in schedule in the upcoming weeks.
That's right. Due to Winter Olympics coverage on February 7th, 14th, and 21st, our educational programming will be temporarily airing at different times.
This includes Mutual of Omaha's Wild Kingdom, Earth Odyssey, Wild Child, and Forever Young.
Now for another look at the programming schedule and upcoming Saturday morning education show changes, you can find all of that information over on Texoma's homepage.com. But coming up a little later, a lot of great films came out in 2025, but which ones will go home with the gold? This year's Oscar nominees coming up in today's Entertainment Report.
Plus, we've got Felix from the Humane Society of Wichita County joining us, and he's looking for his forever home. We'll introduce you right after your Noah Knows Weather forecast with meteorologist Noah Trombley. Stay with us.
You're watching KFDX 3 News at Noon with Jalen Wells, Natalie McCain, and weather with Noah Trombley. Closed captioning on KFDX is sponsored by Hamilton Bryan Furniture and Appliance. Now from KFDX 3. Texoma's Weather Authority with Noah Trombley.
Good afternoon, Texoma. We see the cloudy skies on the Bowie Tower Cam, and if you look at this tarmac below, it looks like we are seeing some light precipitation across that area as well. It is starting to make its way closer to Texoma. We'll get to that in just a little bit. 37 degrees. The temperature is just starting to go ever so down. Northeast winds 26 miles per hour, brings the wind chill down to 25. Looking at the rest of today, we're going to get down to 25 degrees for your afternoon high, really, because the temperature is going to keep cooling down as we head throughout tonight. 13 degrees for tomorrow, 20 for Sunday, 23 for Monday, 39 as we head into Tuesday. So we are seeing a warm-up going into next week, relatively speaking, but that is still well below average for this time of year, and it stays that way throughout next week and next weekend. Also want to point out the wind chills. Yeah, they're about to get very cold here in Texoma. We just keep cooling them off as we head throughout tonight into tomorrow morning. Some areas seeing below zero wind chills for your Saturday morning. basically getting not much warmer than that as we head throughout tomorrow afternoon. Below zero wind chills expected as we head into the day or the morning hours of Sunday as well. And looking at your low temperatures, 10 degrees for tomorrow morning, 8 for Sunday, 3 below zero for Monday. So Monday is going to be the biggest day in terms of this cold that we are expecting. 6 degrees Tuesday, back into the low teens for Wednesday and Thursday. So extreme cold warning for tomorrow at midnight to Monday at 9 a.m. because of these bitter cold temperatures we are seeing. Please protect your pipes, your plants, your pets, and your people. Make sure you leave your pipes on a slow drip to make sure they don't burst when these temperatures reach this freezing cold level. Also, bring your pets and your plants inside to keep them from the cold. And also grab the blankets, coats, hats, mittens, all that, socks. Break out all the cold weather gear that you can find because you're definitely going to need it as these temperatures bear down on us here over the next couple of days. All of this precipitation working its way up towards Texoma. You see portions of New Mexico seeing the snow and freezing rain. They don't have the cold temperatures yet, but we are seeing the cold temperatures moving in. So it's that perfect storm of this low pressure system out here combined with the cold temperatures coming in from the north. And that's how you get a winter storm like this. So as we head throughout the rest of the day today on the HER model, we're going to see the rain showers move in, switching over to freezing precipitation. Basically, the farther northwest you are, the earlier it's going to happen. And then it just makes its way across southeastern Texoma as we head throughout today. Going to start out as a freezing rain event for the afternoon hours. As we get into tonight and early tomorrow morning, we are expecting it to be mostly a sleet event at that point because the cold layer at the surface will be much larger, and so all the precip will freeze before it hits the ground. Some snow will start to sneak into northwestern Texoma as we head into tomorrow morning and northern portions of the area as well. We get a little bit of a respite heading into tomorrow afternoon. You see it breaks up a little bit for most of the area. Don't be fooled by that, though. That is just round one. Round two comes in as we head into tomorrow night. More freezing precip, mostly for central and southeastern Texoma, but then snow starts to sweep across the region as it gets colder and colder. Pure snowfall as we head into Sunday morning. Now, this other futurecast model, pretty much in line with what the HER is showing. We have the freezing precip this afternoon. Now, again, you're going to see all three types of precip as you head throughout this weekend. The bigger question is just going to be, what's your main precip you see? The farther south, the farther east you are, the more likely it's going to be more of that freezing rain sleet variety. The higher north and farther west you go, going to be mostly snowfall we see as your main precip type. But you will see all three throughout this weekend. We see that split happening as we go into tomorrow morning with the freezing precip down to the south, snow up to the north. Then we see a small little flurry there as we go into Saturday morning. We get another bit of a break from this model at around 1:30, but then in comes round two. More freezing precip on the leading edge of this. But again, Saturday night into Sunday morning, that's where we expect the most amount of snowfall across all of Texoma. We keep it going into Sunday morning, and then we start to break up the clouds, and we'll see some more cloud cover for Monday morning, but should be done with the precip by late Sunday evening. So, with all this being said, because we could possibly see 4 inches of snow or more here in Texoma, and because we can also see ½ inch of sleet accumulations for the other areas, winter storm warning in effect from today at noon, so just about 15 minutes ago this thing started, until Sunday at 6 a.m. I can't stress this enough. We will say this multiple times throughout this newscast. Do not travel this weekend. The roads will be very hazardous, so please, unless it's absolutely necessary, stay inside, hunker down, and do not go out on the roads as little as you can. 25 degrees for the afternoon high. Wintry mix will be hitting full effect. Northeast winds gusting over 25 miles per hour. That mix continues tonight with a low of 10 degrees. Northeast winds gusting over 20 miles per hour. As we look at the 7-day forecast, we are looking at the wintry mix to continue as we head throughout this entire weekend into the early morning hours of Sunday. Remember, bitter cold Monday morning as we are looking for a low of 3 below zero. Guys, back to you.
Forever Home on KFDX is brought to you by Le Chateau Pet Resorts.
All right, Noah, thanks. We've got Felix with us from the Humane Society of Wichita County, and he's very clearly, he's been Jalen's best friend, but honestly, he's a friend to all, and he's very chatty. What can you tell us about little Felix?
Felix is just a fantastic little dog. We think he's around 5 years old, and he's an Italian Greyhound mix, which is why his legs are quite long. But he is just super friendly with everyone that he meets and has no hesitations about crawling into anyone's lap and making himself at home.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, come here.
There you go.
Yeah, and his little sweater, he's all ready for the cold weather. And if you heard any little squeaking throughout the newscast, that was Felix. Very, very chatty. Such a sweet boy. What kind of home do you think he would do best in?
He would definitely be looking for someone who's maybe a little bit more active. He has quite a bit of energy in him and just, loves to play, loves to run around, as you can expect.
Yes. I bet you are incredibly playful. You just it's a little cold outside, I know. Noah's going to change that, hopefully, right?
Oh, he loves you.
What kind of families do you think would fit best absolutely with Felix?
I honestly think he would do fantastic in a home with children, and he seems to do great with other dogs, too. So he'd be good in a house that already has some furry friends.
He's just such a love bug. Yes, very, very social. Now tell us about his story. How did he come to y'all, and when was that?
So he was transferred to us just 2 days ago from Animal Services. He was originally found as a stray in Wichita.
Okay, gotcha. Well, I think Felix will have no problem finding a family. He is so sweet, so loving. How can people go about adopting him if they're interested?
We like to make it easy, so the application fill out, and then on that, if they rent, we do need to see a pet agreement that just says they're allowed to have a dog, and if it's in a house, we do need to see proof of a fenced-in yard.
Okay, easy enough. If you're interested in this little chatty Kathy over here, just visit our website, TexasHomepage.com, or just call the number right there on your screen. You won't regret it if you adopt him. He's such a sweetheart. But Elizabeth, thank you so much for being here.
Thank you.
Absolutely. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. Stick around. Say bye.
Say bye.
Say bye. Oh,
Introducing Purple, the only mattress with the Gel Flex grid.